So there you go. There's that. Et cetera, et cetera. I want to get into this. There's now an article surfacing that, guys, I really do want to I really do want to move on, but I mean this stuff just keeps coming up. So let me say that there's this new article which has come up. For it's from a person, a lawyer in Beverly Hills. I don't know if everyone has seen this. There's a well, you don't have to see it. That's what I'm here for. There's a article for a lawyer in Beverly Hills. His name is, might as well give you a name, Adam Michael Sachs. That's a good name, right? Adam Michael Sachs. He is Beverly Hills attorney, and he is saying that Teresa could be targeted by the feds amongst her and Louis' $3 million tax debt. So the news just keeps getting better for Teresa here. Again, you could have picked anybody. You could have picked a school teacher. You could have picked a clergyman. You could have picked a librarian. I mean, you had to pick this person. Oh God, people complicate their lives. People complicate their lives, guys. I mean, I'm gonna die alone, so I mean, don't go by me. I mean, I don't have a complicated life. I have a very great, easy life, but there's a cost to that. I'll die alone. The deathbed. There I'll be, alone. So there you go. But this is what this lawyer says. The real connection is if you're dealing with the IRS. She already committed fraud. They can say, you already have a record of fraud, said the lawyer. This may really stick with not just owing the money, but having a bigger problem. So he's saying because you have past bad actions, because you have a past record of fraud, she was convicted of fraud, Ms. Giudice, because you have this may not just be as simple as you owing money. There might be some other problems that come your way. Hey, imagine that. You go to prison for fraud, it follows you around in life, right? And the lawyer says, you're not supposed to evade taxes. Beverly Hills attorney, darling, she. He says, you're not supposed to evade taxes. Really? Well, this lawyer's teaching us something here. The dumb person can get away with it, but the deliberate person who is deliberately not paying, that's a criminal offense. So he's saying, look, we all make a mistake on our taxes. I've never made one, but we all, say, whoops, I owe a little more money. Here it is. But are you deliberately not paying? So, which again, this $3 million is not from 1 year. Louis is 2.7. That's not from 1 year of earnings. You're all giving Louis too much credit. You didn't make no $6 million to owe 2.7 million. Okay. Give me a fucking break, people. So it's over years. So I don't know how this could not be deliberate. I said this the other day, getting angry all over again. But the lawyer is saying these are financial crimes. These are financial crimes. They can become a criminal case, but normally you would need to show bad actions such as fraud. Again, I don't know how you just, whoops, I didn't pay $20,000 in tax. That's actually possible. Now, it's not possible at every income level, but at a certain income level, yeah, you owe 50,000 here and whoops, you forgot to carry a one. It's just, but 2.7 million, I mean, that sounds deliberate to me. Again, I don't know why no one else is saying this. I feel like it's the Twilight Zone. This isn't an oversight. An oversight is $10,000. An oversight is $6,000. An oversight is $452 at a big level. Maybe you're Elon. Well, I guess if you're Elon Musk or Donald Trump, sure. I guess $3 million is nothing. But for the normal people, you forget to pay 100,000. Even that's a lot. 3 million? I don't see how it's not deliberate. But the attorney shared that the feds use forensic counting to uncover potential criminal activity, things like odd cash transactions, bank transfers. The New Jersey couple may have incurred the tax debts. Right. And he's basically saying, like I've said before, I work for myself. If you work for yourself, it's harder but let me just explain to you from my days as a corporate tax attorney, there's something called the safe harbor rule, and it's 110% rule. So if you paid $100,000 in taxes last year, say I work for myself, last year I paid in $100,000. This year, 2025, throughout the year, I am supposed to pay in $110,000. It's called the safe harbor rule. You're supposed to gross up what you paid last year, by 10%. Now, that doesn't mean this is what I go through with my accountant every year because I'm the opposite of Teresa and Louis. I'm so in my books and I'm forecasting and foreshadowing, and I'm like, I don't think we're going to make that much in this and that. So you don't have to pay 10% more. You don't have to pay the 110,000 if you paid 100,000 last year. But if you underpay and you don't pay that and then you owe it, then there could be penalties. The penalties actually are not that much money for just oversight. So you're basically should be safe. You're supposed to pay 10% more each year than you paid last year. And that's to protect yourself and say, well, obviously your business is supposed to go up. But regardless, it seems like he's saying if this is deliberate on their part, his part or her part, which I think it is. I mean, again, maybe it isn't, but I don't see how it can't be that the feds could come for her because she has a bad past action. So that's interesting. Well, it's not interesting. It's just like here we go again. I want to get into the Gia of it all for a minute because we always go off tangent and then like we just don't have time. When we do these things. Let me just check the time. Okay, guys, we have a minute. But here's the thing, and this gets into, you know, Teresa's never, you realize, and we talked about this the other day, she's just never going to, and I almost need to apologize to the tree huggers like, I got mad at you guys and I'm like, man, I'm like, you guys should, this isn't my queen, so I don't really give a fuck. But like, you should have warned her. And you know what? I think I want to apologize to the tree huggers because that's not fair. She's not going to listen to you. She's not going to listen to anyone when this is all over. No matter what happens, you realize no matter what happens, this will not be Louis's fault. You do realize it. And people are in the comments on my YouTube, and in the comments on Instagram and saying, I'm a huge tree hugger, but I'm actually done with Teresa. Like, this is actual insanity. And I'm like, finally, someone sees the light. But, there's nothing you can say. Like, she will. Like, people are saying jail, losing the house, all this stuff. I think it's going to get worse for Louis and Teresa before it gets better. And I don't think she's going to, again, I think what a great marriage when Felicity Huffman is the college cheating scandal and William H. Macy stands by her. That's a good, like, great. That's what marriage should be. Again, if Jen Shaw were my best friend, I'd be defending her to the end of the earth. I stand by my people, but that to me is different than really, truly in your heart of heart. Like if Joe Gorga went out and did something, Melissa would stand by him. That's a good marriage. That's different than truly, truly, truly in your heart when you go to bed at night and you have a moment between you and yourself and nobody else thinking that your person is a good guy, right? Like Jen Shaw could be my best friend and I could say, man, my best friend's a scumbag. Now I'm going to stand by